In the late 1960s, a killer began terrorizing California, but this wasn't just another criminal. He wanted attention. He wanted to be known. And, more disturbingly, he wanted to play a game. Because after each attack, letters started arriving. Not confessions, but messages, coded messages. And inside them, the killer made one thing clear. He was watching. And he wasn't finished. It began quietly. December 20th, 1968. A young couple sat in a parked car on a dark, isolated road near Vallejo. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. Just teenagers, just another night out, until someone pulled up beside them. Moments later, gunshots. David was killed inside the car. Betty Lou tried to run, but she didn't make it far. At the time, police had no idea what they were dealing with, but this wasn't random, and it definitely wasn't the last. 6 months later, it happened again. July 4th, 1969. Another couple, another parked car, another quiet location. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau. This time, one of them survived. Michael described the attacker as calm, almost emotionless, not rushed, not panicked, just deliberate. And that detail would become important later, because this killer wasn't acting on impulse. Not long after, 3 newspapers received envelopes. Inside were letters, handwritten, chilling. The writer claimed responsibility for both attacks, but he didn't stop there. He included details only the killer could know. And then he added something else. Ciphers, codes, strange symbols, and a demand. Publish this, or I will kill again. At the bottom of the letter, a symbol appeared, a circle with a cross through it and a name, Zodiac. One of the codes was eventually solved, but it didn't reveal who he was. Instead, it revealed how he thought. He wrote about killing, not with guilt, but with excitement. He claimed it was fun. He even said his victims would serve him in the afterlife. And then he added something chilling. I will not give you my name. So now the police had a killer who was communicating with them, but refusing to be caught. Then things escalated. September 27th, 1969, a quiet afternoon. By Lake Berryessa, a couple sat relaxing near the water, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard. Then a man approached, but this time he looked different. He wore a hood, a black executioner-style mask, and on his chest, the Zodiac symbol, which means this wasn't just a killer anymore. This was someone creating an identity, a persona. He tied them up, then attacked them with a knife. Cecilia later died. Brian survived, and before leaving, the killer did something strange. He walked to their car and wrote on the door dates, locations, and his symbol, almost like he wanted credit. At this point, something became clear. The Zodiac Killer didn't just want to kill, he wanted attention. He continued sending letters, threats, more codes, even claiming he would attack school buses. And that's when fear spread, not just among couples, but entire communities. Parents became afraid. People changed their routines because this killer was unpredictable. And worse, he was enjoying it. Then came one of the boldest attacks. October 11th, 1969, a taxi driver, Paul Stein, picked up a passenger. A normal job, a normal night, until the passenger pulled a gun and shot him. But this time, people saw him. Witnesses watched from nearby. Police were called immediately. And here's the part that's hard to believe. They almost caught him. Officers were searching the area, but due to a mistake, they were told the suspect was a different description. So when they saw a man walking calmly away, they let him go. That man may have been the Zodiac. Now the pressure was on. Police had witness descriptions, letters, codes, but still no identity.
Where were you on the night?
Over the years, many suspects were investigated. One name stood out, Arthur Lee Allen. He matched parts of the description, owned suspicious items, even had a watch with the Zodiac symbol. But there was a problem. No definitive proof. And without that, the case remained open. As the 1970s continued, the letters slowed down, then they stopped. The killings stopped too, and just like that, the Zodiac disappeared. No arrest, no confession, no answers, just silence. Decades later, people are still trying to solve it. One of the ciphers was finally cracked in 2020, but even that didn't reveal his identity. Which raises a question. Was the Zodiac smarter than everyone else, or just lucky? Because somehow he managed to do something very few criminals ever have. He vanished.